Hi guys, Verizion here. Yeah. Deadmau5. Epic Balls review. I'm already like scared the fuck out of my shit, I guess. I'm already scared. Let's just keep it like that because as you can see, where is it? You're going to need a bigger trap. It's Deadmau5. Well, I think I'm indeed going to need a bigger trap because this Epic Balls is, as we all know, this game is for all ages. So that means a guy from perhaps 36 or 24 years old can play this, but also a little guy from, or little kid from 12 or 10 years old who just got into the big stuff with the adults or some shit like that. And to be honest, I don't really get scared all too much because I simply just know when there's a jump scare. But there's a teeny tiny problem with this Epic Balls because, as you can see, it's a mouse. You of course you can't see it because I'm holding it in the shadows, or it's holding itself in the shadows. Still don't know how the fuck he does that, by the way. I mean, there's almost no clouds where he's at, and he's still in the shadows. So I don't know how he does that, but there's a, like I said, there's a teeny tiny problem with this mouse, and that is, I just realized I made a terrible pun there, but this mouse is not teeny tiny, so let's just take a look at it. Hold on, I can find it once now and look close to it, but like I said, there's little kids playing this, and they just can watch like these things, or with what shall we do? They can watch what movie can they watch? Like Star Wars or something, and Star Wars has some really weird figures in it, if I'm honest, especially the prequels. And yeah, so basically they are new to this, and then they see things like this, you know? I mean, when I first saw this morning, I didn't even look at it quite firmly. I was just like, okay, new Apple Balls, let's get it to level 43, wanted Glacier Gallia Plus. And then I took a closer look at the Epic Balls itself. And now I know why he's called Deadmau5. Green made a pun themselves, for once. Yeah, I really don't... This Epic Balls... Don't question it. You don't have to question Gree's logic, but the thing that's actually scary is the eye, you know? It's kind of... It's a dead eye, I think. I mean, you can't look through it anymore, so it's a blind eye at least. But I think this is what they call a dead eye, if it's like this. He actually... Well, I mean, this doesn't like literally scare the shit out of me, but... I can imagine that little kids, like the 10-year-olds, especially the 10-year-olds, because I've seen some 10-year-olds, can get scared by this. Honestly, this thing doesn't scare me a big time, but when I first actually took a better look at it, it was like, what the hell did I do this time? And every week, Gree seems to astonish me with things like this, the Epic Balls. You know, they always are coming up with these things. I mean, Deadmau5, of course, I know who it is, or what it is, or I don't really know anymore. But this thing, why would you even make this? I mean, this has nothing to do with Christmas. Well, I know I see why he is Yeah, I just realized something. No, but this doesn't have to do anything with Christmas for that matter. For me, of course. I mean, Deadmau5 is like... What was it again? He was Deadmau5 himself. What was he? He was a producer of some sort. Oh yeah. He was that Canadian little... Yeah, I remember him. But he was... Deadmau5 is actually our producer in Canada, from as far as I know, and he also made like these tracks leading to some kind of house or that kind of songs. But I don't really see what he has to do, what this thing has to do with Christmas, or what he has to do with Christmas. So that is kind of really weird. Well, let's get on to the armor. The stats is 3941. For once, I don't have to like really calculate it because I can already see it. The good thing is actually that the numbers are under each other, so I can just count them up, and yeah, that makes it a lot more easier. It's called a Royal Mouse Garb. The elements are spirit water. I can honestly see why it's spirit and not actually why it's water. I mean, I can see the frozen thing on it, but the rest I cannot see actually. Why is this and that? Does this replace Naga Plate Mill? I have it on my other account, but I don't have the tablets with me currently, so I can really tell. I can't really tell if this replaces Naga or anything. I don't think it replaces Naga or almost. But honestly, the outdated line is getting bigger at every epic boss. But what I'm going to do now is not looking at the epic boss line, because that's the outdated line. I just said that actually anymore. I'm not going to look at the outdated line anymore. I'm just going to I have these two. We need to hold on for like 10 seconds or so, because sometimes it does this because it has to update. We really should fix that. I have like these armors all the way to the right. Where are they? I just maxed Centauric this morning because I was in the top 10. So, but there's armors that I still have that are outdated as fuck. I mean, Earthwarden I am currently using as my strip armor to, I don't know, like help the other girls. So, but the Dragonborn, I don't use them anymore. And I'm planning on infusing them away next Fusion Frenzy. Because honestly, let's compare the stats of Royal 4600 3000 with a Dragonborn. It's a Royal Plus, of course, but even the normal version. That is shit. You know, I don't really have to say anything else about that, but it's still shit. So, yeah, you can stay tuned, because in 2 weeks we are going to open 5 chests twice again, and do do 2 fusion frenzies. Yeah, last time some people in my family actually said like, I want to let you open my chest, and before they got all the 5 keys or the 8 keys, they were like, yeah, sorry bro, I already opened it. And then I'm like, yeah, you know, don't promise me things if you don't get after it. Yeah, I don't, it's really tough for me to translate it, because if you translate a Dutch saying to English, it really fucks up the whole sentence. But sometimes I know the saying in English, and yeah, that's basically already it for this episode. I still have 2 little at Firebird GC. What? I need to add that fiber. Oh, why do I need to? So, she or he is sending me a friend request to accept another friend request. What? This is... GC. I have heard of that name before. I've declined it actually before. Because I only add people who actually commented on my video saying, I added you, can you like accept me? Or the people in my family, you know. There's actually a fuck ton of people on there who I'm going to wipe out of this list because they're not from something I should know of, so... yeah, that's basically a lot of people. But guys, this was it. This is already another 11-minute episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I hope to see you again next time.